The true devotion can transcend the boundaries of life and death. The resurrection of Apputhi Adigal's son serves as a powerful reminder to the divine presence and the miraculous potential of faith.
For anything else, if you want to access any other dimension, your intellect is not good enough. A deeper dimension of intelligence in you has to function. If this has to function, to be in devotion is the easiest way to do it.
And when his mother came, he said, "A snake has bitten me." And he started frothing in the mouth and collapsed. His wife, totally distraught, called her husband. Apputhi Adigal came and saw. And now, if this news spreads, the Shiva Bhakta will not eat in their house. The whole thing will be… whole hospitality will be gone. So he just took a mat, covered the boy.
I noticed here that the majority of the people have a lot of devotion towards Shiva, but I came from the United States, from South Mississippi, and this yoga is new to me, like 3 months new to me. And I have an extreme amount of devotion towards you because I've experienced it. But I don't really feel the devotion towards Shiva. I know we say the mantra, but do we need to have that devotion towards him to progress in the spiritual path?
Shiva doesn't need your devotion. Just yesterday, someone was reading a passage to me from a book written by Friedrich Nietzsche. You heard of him? He's not from Missouri. You're from Mississippi? I'm sorry. He's not from Mississippi, from Germany. So, Friedrich Nietzsche is saying, or his character is saying, only because there are so many people to receive the light, the sun can enjoy coming up. This is German bullshit. If none of you are here, sun will still come up the same way, with the same glory. Yes or no? He does not come up for you. This is a disease that human beings have got. They think the whole existence is human-centric. It is not so. What is here is not human. A tremendous phenomena is happening here. Nothing to do with humanity. Well, it has a lot to do with humanity, but it's not of human nature. So Shiva doesn't need your devotion. It is just that if you carry devotion in your heart, what is devotion? Let's look at this. On one level, devotion means a certain sweetness of your heart. It's the best way to be for any human being. If you do not carry this sweetness in your heart, you will be… life will do things to you and you will become bitter. Don't think you can insulate yourself. You can build a home, you can build a family, you can build a huge bank balance, you can be born in Mississippi, but you will not remain insulated. Insulation happens, works only for a certain period of time. After that, one way or the other, life gets you. If there is no sweetness in your heart, you will become bitter, resentful. This has happened to a large segment of humanity. So on one level, devotion means an enduring sweetness of your heart, a kind of sweetness that does not depend on any outside help. Suppose you fall in love with somebody. Does it happen in Mississippi? Suppose you fall in love with somebody, your heart becomes sweet. But for how long, there is no guarantee. It can become extremely bitter because of a love affair. Yes or no? We are not wishing that, but it can become. Either because of situations, or because of disease, or because of death, or because of loss, so many ways, or simply because of boredom. The person that you thought was most exciting and fantastic, after a few years you look at them. Did I do this mistake? You can't believe it. So many things can happen. So devotion is an enduring sweetness of heart, does not depend on anybody. So should I be devoted to Shiva? It doesn't make any difference to him. But if you are a devotee, devotion is another kind of intelligence which simple intellect is unable to understand. The nature of a rudimentary intellect is, if we want to know anything, we have to dissect it. Yes. If you become interested in somebody, dissect them. Well, you don't do it physically because the law doesn't permit it. But you mentally dissect them, isn't it? Yes or no? You mentally dissect them and come to a convenient conclusion, not truth. A convenient conclusion as you like it. And one day when that conclusion falls apart, you will become bitter. The very nature of the intellect is to put things apart. By putting things apart, you can know the utility of what it is. If I analyze this person, I can learn how to make use of her, but I will not know her. Only if I completely include her, I will know her. There is no other way. If you give a flower to somebody who's intellectually strong, if you give a flower to a scientist, first thing is he will rip it off because he wants to know what is inside. A poet will sing songs about the flower. He does not know what is inside, he does not care what is inside, but it gives him joy. A mystic will become a flower. If he looks at a flower, he will become the flower. Because for him, even a small little flower that is blossoming in something unnoticeable in the grass, even there, the hand of the Creator is actively there, isn't it? Actively there, as active as it is in this form, nothing less. If you pay enough attention to a blade of grass, you will see it has been done with enormous attention. It's been created with a phenomenal sense of attention. It's not been just made like that, okay, just a blade of grass. It was not made like that. Whoever made it paid enormous attention to it. So, a devotee is a different dimension of intelligence. He will see things that nobody else will see, because devotion means you are devoid of yourself. Between you and the ultimate reality, there is only one barrier, that is yourself. So devotion means you must become devoid of yourself. If that is not possible, at least you should reduce this heap. If you reduce this heap of garbage, suddenly you see life explodes. Life explodes in ways that you have not imagined possible. So, It is not about Shiva, it is about you. But you must walk with devotion. What you're devoted to, it doesn't matter. You must walk with absolute devotion. Devotion means you're devoid of yourself. Devotion means a heightened state of receptivity, because you're no more full of yourself. There is emptiness in you. So something can touch you, something can enter you, something can reside in you. You're looking at everything through your psychological mess, and you understand your intellect as the only intelligence. Intellect is a very rudimentary form of intelligence, useful only for utilitarian purposes. To make a living, to survive in the world, your intellect is needed. For anything else, if you want to access any other dimension, your intellect is not good enough. A deeper dimension of intelligence in you has to function. If this has to function, to be in devotion is the easiest way to do it.
There was a devotee whose name was Apputhi Adigal in Tamil Nadu. Because he did not know Shiva directly, he started worshipping a Shiva's devotee. Tirunavakarsar was a great devotee of Shiva. So, Apputhi Adigal, who was a rich man, started worshipping Tirunavakarsar as an embodiment of Shiva here. So he did much charity. Everything he named after Tirunavakarsar. If he built a village tank, Tirunavakarsar tank. He built a cow shed for the stray cows, Tirunavakarsar cow shed. He built a temple, Tirunavakarsar temple. He had 4 sons. He named them Tirunavakarsar 1, Tirunavakarsar 2, Tirunavakarsar 3, Tirunavakarsar 4. This is a devotee. They are not reasonable people. So one day, one man came who looked like a Shiva Bhakta with ash on his forehead. He came and asked someone in the town, why is this tank named as Tirunavakarsar tank? They said, Apputhi Adigal is a great devotee of Tirunavakarsar, so he calls everything Tirunavakarsar. All his 4 children are Tirunavakarsars. His house is named after Tirunavakarsar. Everything is Tirunavakarsar. So this man said, can I meet him, where does he live? They told him where he is. He went to Apputhi Adigal's house. Apputhi Adigal in the morning, after the cooking is done in the house, he's always waiting outside on the street. Anybody who comes, please can you come and eat in my house? Anybody who passes this way, can you come and eat in my house? That's his joy. So he was waiting outside. This man came, a Shiva Bhakta. He thought it's a great benediction today that a Shiva Bhakta has come on the road. He welcomed him and took him inside. And he brought all his 4 sons, introduced them. Tirunavakarsar 1, Tirunavakarsar 2, Tirunavakarsar 3, Tirunavakarsar 4. His wife took his blessings and they wanted to serve him. He told the eldest boy to go into the garden and cut a plantain leaf and come to eat upon as you're eating here. The boy went out to cut a plantain leaf and when he opened up the tender leaf which is still rolled, when a guest comes of some significance, they don't serve in a leaf which is opened up. They want to take that leaf which is still rolled. So he wanted to cut that one. When he cut that one, a cobra came out of it and bit him in the neck. The boy came running home and in the garden he fell And when his mother came, he said, "A snake has bitten me." And he started frothing in the mouth and collapsed. His wife, totally distraught, called her husband. Apputhi Adigal came and saw. And now, if this news spreads, the Shiva Bhakta will not eat in their house. The whole thing will be… whole hospitality will be gone. So he just took a mat, covered the boy, kept him in the garden. He told his wife, "You should not show any sign of your grief. We must serve him first. After he leaves, we will handle our matters the way we have to handle it." The wife also agreed. They went and they prepared everything and they wanted to serve him. He wanted the whole family to come and have the meal with him. Then he asked, "Where is your eldest boy?" Apputhi Adigal said, "No, he's gone out, let's have the meal." He said, "No, where is the boy? It looks like you're hiding something." Apputhi Adigal said, "Nothing to hide, let us eat." "And why have you called all these 4 boys Tirunavakarsar?" that man asked. Then immediately Apputhi Adigal got angry. "How dare you ask such a question? Do you know who Tirunavakarsar is? He's embodiment of Shiva here. You cannot talk like this." Then that man said, "I am Tirunavakarsar." Then they fell at his feet and then Tirunavakarsar asked, "What happened to your son?" Then the man said, "He was bitten by a snake, but I did not want to disturb the hospitality. We wanted you to eat properly and leave." That is before they know he is Tirunavakarsar, just some devotee on the road. Then Tirunavakarsar said, "Don't you do such a thing, bring the boy here." And using certain siddhi, he relieved the boy of the poison and brought him back to life, blessed them and went. These are different kind of people They are completely different kind of people. They don't belong to this world. They just have one foot in this world. Their ways and their ways of living, the power with which they existed is completely otherworldly.
Here are key facts about Apputhi Adigal. Apputhi Adigal was an ardent devotee of Tirunavakarasar who is also known as Appar. Appar was a significant figure in the Tamil Shiva tradition, known for his devotion to Lord Shiva and his hymns which form part of the Tamil Shiva canon, the Tevaram. Despite having never met Appar initially, Apputhi Adigal was inspired by his life and teachings. His admiration for Appar was so profound that he dedicated his life to spreading Appar's message and emulating his devotion to Lord Shiva, meeting his idol. The meeting between Apputhi Adigal and Tirunavakarasar is a pivotal moment in his story. When Appar visited Apputhi Adigal's village, Apputhi Adigal's joy knew no bounds. He eagerly invited Appar to his home and prepared a grand feast in his honor. This event is significant as it showcases the immense respect and veneration Apputhi Adigal had for Appar. It also highlights the importance of hospitality and service in the Tamil Shiva tradition, where serving a saint is considered equivalent to serving Lord Shiva himself. Tragic incident and test of faith. During the preparations for the feast, a tragic incident occurred. Apputhi Adigal's young son was bitten by a venomous snake and died. This incident tested Apputhi Adigal's faith profoundly. Despite the immense personal loss, Apputhi Adigal continued to serve Appar without faltering. This act of putting his devotion and service above his grief illustrates the depth of his faith and commitment. It also exemplifies the ideal of selfless devotion in the face of personal suffering, a core tenet of many devotional traditions. Miraculous resurrection. Tirunavakarasar, moved by Apputhi Adigal's unwavering faith and profound loss, prayed fervently to Lord Shiva. In response to his prayers, Lord Shiva miraculously brought Apputhi Adigal's son back to life. This miracle is a testament to the power of sincere devotion and grace of Lord Shiva. It also reinforces the belief that true devotion can transcend the boundaries of life and death. The resurrection of Apputhi Adigal's son serves as a powerful reminder to the divine presence and the miraculous potential of faith. Legacy. Apputhi Adigal's legacy lives on in the hearts of Shiva devotees. His story is recounted in the Periya Puranam, a Tamil poetic work that chronicles the lives of the 63 Nayanmars. This work is an important part of Tamil spiritual literature and serves to inspire countless devotees with the stories of these saints. Apputhi Adigal's life continues to be a source of inspiration, teaching and values of faith, devotion, and the boundless grace of the divine. Through these detailed insights, Apputhi Adigal's life and significance become clearer, offering a profound example of how devotion can shape one's life and impact those around them.